and it's got, we're going to jump back over to anime and cute stuff. For me, like, if you've watched this long enough, you know they like cute things. It's to do with my creativity. It's to do with the fact that I like it. I like to have colorful, characters around me all the time, toys and stuff, because it nurtures my creativity. That's why, like, I can just look around my room and I'll find something and I'll go, oh, look, right there, there's that puzzle, right? I haven't put it together yet, but it's there, right? There's Stranger Things puzzle. There's a Risk game. There's masks. There's skateboard here, drawn on. There's figures of Iron Man on the floor because there's no room on the shelf. And there's, Captain America and all this stuff everywhere, right? So, I mean, like, I showed you guys before, but like, it's up on the roof, as you can see, that way. I mean, not on the roof, but it's high up and everywhere. So, but I found this interesting because I think it was Hiro Hay brought it up, but he didn't go to the actual article. He was just talking about someone had actually done the he didn't actually go to the article, but I searched for the article, so we're going to go through the article about this. It's quite weird, right? So here we go. So Joko, he's Filipino. I think he's Filipino. Is a great comedian. I just think those award shows are conducive to comedy. Just make it super posh and over the top. It's not a comedy club. Yeah. I think, and that's why, like, Ricky Gervais worked, right? He was just like, shut up. He could do shut up because the way he did it. This guy can't. It's just his delivery isn't about. It's kind of, I feel like it's imitating. And I think if you put it up there, it's like it's tone of it all. And if they want comedy, it's like the most watered down, polite shit around. Look at Billy Crystal. They want to be charmed, not made fun of. Exactly. And that's why everybody loves that monologue from Ricky Gervais, because he's like, you guys aren't it. You aren't normal. You're freaks out here. The normal people don't, you're just pretenders to the throne, right? You're not the kings. You're not, people out here live differently. And you guys want, yes, he's really good at it. And I think, that's why I think, like, they want tameness, and you're right, they want tame. And at the end of the day, they got tame. And then they didn't laugh because tame doesn't bring you laughter, right? We laugh because it's crazy, because it's real. And I think that's where the humor, a lot of times these people don't understand why we used to laugh so much before at silly stuff. Like, it's laugh in the face of racism because it was funny, because we could see it. And we see it. We saw it around us, and we could laugh at it because we saw how ridiculous it was to be racist. Because it just didn't make sense. Still doesn't make sense. So let's have a look at it. So this is, this is freaking Telegraph, right? It's one of those big papers. So here we go. So Telegraph, right? UK's news website of the year. So let me just see if I can pop this up a bit more. Here we go. Maybe a bit more. And how's that look over there? Cool. Rex again goes, in retrospect, Ricky Gervais was funny, but I remember watching it live going, dang, this is uncomfortable. Yeah, yeah, you're right. It's what, see, comedy is about making people uncomfortable, because, in a sense, because it's like, it's about, pushing the boundaries of what's funny, and I think that's what makes comedy, real good comedians work, is when they push the boundaries. I don't want tame when I go to comedy, to watch comedy. I want people to do what they got to do. I mean, one time, which wasn't really tame, was a dude got naked in front of us on the stage. And I'm like, I did not expect that. And I did not find it funny either. Right. And that's just me. And, but, it was just weird. Like, it was totally naked. And the weird thing was, there's a small venue, and he was like, got this far away. It was like, ugh. Yeah. I guess, Rex again, I guess, I guess the question is, should an award show like that be uncomfortable? Yeah, but I mean, then you want to get a PG. Yeah, you want to get a PG comedian who just does tame jokes that people laugh at. But the problem now is people don't want tame jokes. If you really think about it, what's the most, what's the most biggest selling or biggest most viewed comedy right now? It's Dave Chappelle, and it's Cat Williams. It's stuff that's in your face. I think people are tired of tameness and politeness. The PC culture of the 90s is not wanted anymore, because people are now trying to bring PC culture back, political correctness. It's got to a point where it's like, we don't have time for that. Make us laugh, and like they said, jokes got to be punchy. It's got a 1, 2, 3, set it up, get the meat, and then boom, here's a dessert. And at the end, you kind of go, oh, I didn't write these jokes, which is why, it kind of sucks. Like, oh, there's other people writing these jokes. Like, that doesn't work. I only learned it 10 days ago. It doesn't work because it's just, which just shows that, like, he could have used any of his other jokes. That's the thing, right? He could have used any of the things that he had done before, and that could have worked. Because I know a lot of comedians do that. They practice, and they go do their special. But I mean, I think this is more about ticking boxes. Oh, he's Filipino. Cool. And is he gay as well? Maybe. I don't know. But he crossed the one box that they needed. We didn't get a straight white guy there this year. That's all that mattered. Or a straight white lady or whatever, a straight black person. Didn't they have Kevin Hart last time? And he got cancelled. And then he went and put on a dress and he's all right now. Which kind of comes back to Cat Williams interview. But like I heard that when they tried to do that with Dave Chappelle about 10 years ago or something, when he quit. All right, so let's go through this. Let me put myself down. So where we come up here. No, not that one, only the other one. All right, so the Nazis adored it. This is Telegram. Stuart Jeffries, right? Was that 2 days ago, writes 10 o'clock in the morning, right? The Nazis adored it. The Japanese commercialized it. Now we're all trapped in the cult of cute. Wait, didn't you have Barbie doll movie? Didn't you have Barbie make $1 billion? Are you putting that down, dude? I mean, that's cute, isn't it? Like, seriously, where's Barbie? Where are you, Barbie? Now I can't even find Barbie. Right? You're saying this is Nazism? Are you saying, are you saying this is, are you saying this is what? Anyway, a generation of kidults has sought refuge in childish things, from Hello Kitty to bubble tea. Who was to blame? It's like, oh no, let's attack this generation who's enjoying themselves in fun things, right? Who's enjoying themselves in cosplay, who's enjoying themselves in, who are happy expressing themselves in cuteness, right? Just having fun doing the thing. So, in the fable of the wolf and the dog, La Fontaine depicted the former as wild and free, the latter as stupid and servile. What nonsense! True, the wolf may have been an apex predator that ruled over our forests, but today there are none left in Britain. Well, because you guys hunted them all out, especially your rich and elite, like they do with the foxes. By contrast, and plus, they were dangerous animals, wild animals, right? They ate your your farm animals, right? Attacked them. Or they could friggin' attack your babies or children on the, when they're walking their farm or out on the street, That's why you got rid of, wipe them out. By contrast, domesticated mutts are thriving thanks to a survival strategy beyond the wit of wolves. Your cockapoo or Pomerian has soft paddled its savagery and made a virtue of its powerlessness, instead rolling on its back, whimpering, plaintive, looking up with big watery eyes. And shit, I feel like I don't want to do this. Like reading this guy's pompous friggin' writing, it's like, okay, so you're trying to tell me that you think these domesticated animals are these young people or adults, kiddos, right? You know, who are enjoying their life, enjoying themselves, and think are domesticated animals? Is that what you're saying? Are you saying that these females are bitches and those mans are dogs? Is that what you're saying, Mr. Jaffries? Right. All right. So, in order that their human masters wait on them hand and foot, dogs have harnessed without quite realizing it cuteness. Rottweiler, Doberman. They are the forerunners for what today has become a globally lucrative craze, from somersaulting pandas on YouTube to Jeff Koons' balloon rabbit sculptures, and the subject of a forthcoming exhibition in London's Somerset House titled Cute. What is cuteness? I think it's something that's pretty cool, you know, enjoyable, fun. You know, I think Incredi-Girl in this situation here, you know, as a chibi is cute. That's why I did it. You know, did her like this. Drew her up, sketched her out, and gave it to my 3D designer, and I said, "Hey, make this chibi come to life, because I want the kids to be able to draw this and design, you know, color this in, because it's for the kids, but also enjoy it because I collect Funko Pops as well, you know, and figurines and stuff, and I want cute stuff on my wall, as well as I want Batman holding guns in his hands, and I want, another, and also, I've got freaking X-23 with blades in the hands, right? As well as, so there's a balance, right? Not, and of course you got Wolverine with his blades as well. Is it 3 of them? Yeah. So what is cuteness, right? He writes, in 1943, the Austrian zoologist and sometime Nazi psychologist, as well as future Nobel laureate. You mean like Obama, that drone bomber of America, who killed lots of civilians in North Africa, right? Like wiped out an entire a wedding party. Oh, you mean like that sort of Nobel laureate? Okay, laureate. What is that? Peace Prize? Is that what they call it? Like, so he got a Peace Prize for wiping up an entire innocent civilian wedding party. Okay, cool. Konrad Lorenz proposed that this is who he's, right? The Nazi psychologist. He goes on. Konrad Lorenz proposed that behaviors that create the appearance of helplessness motivate us to care for our offspring. What? So you want to leave them to the dogs? Put them on the street? Those people who do that, leave on, babies on the steps, we think of them as cruel, right? We don't think of them as nice. We don't think of them as good people in society. Of course, we know sometimes, it's what it is. Sometimes the people that do that, mothers or fathers, whatever, don't see any other way out, right? And then of course the baby has a chance, right? Rather than being like murdered, at least it's left on footstep of, steps to somebody's there in front of churches or firehouses, and so on. And the people, can adopt a child that someone doesn't want. Motivate us to care for our offspring, he carries on. And that same visual cues can arouse equally intense emotions when we encounter them in animals, such as kittens, and even in dolls and teddy bears. Wherever something reminds us of a baby, from puppies to pandas, from a sock puppet to 2 dots with a curved line below them, He's talking about the smiley face, right? It can trigger a cuteness detector, explains Professor Joshua Paul Dale, a specialist in cute studies at Tokyo's Chuo University, and that activates the pleasure centers of our brains. And here's the thing. So you've got a European, because the name says it's European, and you've got a German, right? Because he's already said it's a Nazi dude from Austrian, I should say, right? From, Austrian, which who Hitler was. Now, a guy from Europe is trying to study cuteness in Japan. Why don't you just ask people around the world who do cosplay? Why do you do that? So he's centering on in Japan. So now you've got a bias, sort of like, where's the research? You got to have like a large petri dish, right, to make sure that melting pot, that you have enough resource, enough types of people to get your research from. So one thing when you got people out here putting down things that people love, like for years and decades, comics, right? People will put down, oh, it's child's things. Why are you reading the comics? It's a funny papers. Why are you putting, it's same thing here, right? It's like, oh, why are you dressing up like that? Why are you like putting on makeup that makes you look cute? Oh, why do you have a hat that has has like ears on it or something like that? Or why do you have like headphones with like ears on it, right? One of our friends, Tom Hutchinson, who's a comic creator, like cat ears right on it. Why? Because because it's cool. What he thinks, or funny, or whatever reason he does it, it's his thing. He enjoys it. Yeah, and he's not harming anybody. And this is the problem here. The factor here is that people always will challenge whatever you like and enjoy, and they will they will, it's like music. If you listen to a type of music, people go, oh, that music, it's this and that, and like, but have you listened to the lyrics? Right? I enjoy heavy metal more than I would enjoy hip hop, just because of the lyrics alone. Same thing with pop music, right? Same thing with country music. I enjoy heavy metal because the lyrics are actually meaningful. They actually tell a story, and they're not just, depending on what genre, right? They're not disgusting. But like for me, it's thrash metal and alt rock and grunge, whatever, and I enjoy that. And it's more deep and meaningful for me, and I like that in music. However, I like to watch anime because I find the colors pleasant to my eyes. I enjoy that more than live action, because I find that, like, for me as a visual person, I'm taking in colors that are like bright and happy. And so that makes me feel happy and bright, right? Because I'm listening to heavy metal. So I need a balance to what that I'm having. I need a balance to that. And that's like normal people, like everybody else. It's like if their day job is freaking, office work, and they're stuck in a cube all day long, they're going to come home and go, hey, you know what? I'm just going to dress up and go clubbing. Or like, oh man, I have to dress like this at school, and I want to come home and dress like this at home, because I'm, it's basically trying to, being comfortable. So whatever you're uncomfortable with, as long as it's not illegal, right? It's fine. And the problem here is you have people like this who are Puritans, in my opinion, who are basically thinking, oh, you know what, just because it's Japanese, oh, let's go back to Nazism. Oh, it's because it's Nazi saying it, oh, then it's got to be wrong, and it's got to be evil. And this is basically what puritanical people do. They basically look at, how is this bad? And that's all they stick with. They don't even look at, how's it good? How does it make that person feel? How does it make society feel? And this is why anime beats West, because people like cuteness. They like happy things. They like to enjoy deep and meaningful things. That's why it's beating comic books. We're like indie creators are trying to bring that back. There's some cool stuff out there that's really cute, and then there's some really dark stuff out there. But in between, there's all this other stuff, and you get to enjoy all that. And like at the end of the day, it is whatever makes you feel good about yourself and about the people you're hanging out with, as long as it's not illegal, you're not breaking your country's laws, or you're not moral, whatever, then it's okay. You're having fun and you're enjoying yourself, and it's good, because you got to feel, with all the shit that's going on in the world, it's good to feel good, to take off that friggin' mask you got to wear at work, right, and then come home and go hang out with your friends, or go to a convention, expo, whatever, and you go competitions dressed up in costume, and you spend your time making that. They don't even think about that side. Like, this dude doesn't even think about like the time and effort goes into it. A lot of these creatives out here who dress up are spending a lot of money. Like I said, when I was talking about manji, my manji costume cost me $350, right? And it's money I used that I actually earned, right? There was part of a payment for a job I did. And I just went, and I'm going to do that job. Might as well do the cost, make this costume so I look good for that job, right? That I can show that I'm, this, I actually impact, this isn't just a job for me. This is my, this is something I enjoy. And I think this is what people, don't understand.